Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from BenQ. This is their 27-inch IPS gaming monitor, the EX2780Q with HDR technology. You can pick it up on Amazon at the time of this review for $5.99. Look out for some deals around Christmas, of course, and they have been known to give out some coupons as well, so keep your eyes out for that. This is a great monitor that finally brings IPS displays into competitive gaming realms with its 5 millisecond gray to gray response. We're going to dig into this now. I'll give you all the breakdowns on everything, and I'll be right back. All right, let's take a quick look at everything that you get in the box. Obviously, you're going to get your power cable here. You're going to get a few other cables as well. You're going to get an HDMI cable. You'll also get a USB Type-C cable, and we'll go over the ports in the back so that you can check those out as well. But it does have USB Type-C as well as HDMI and DisplayPort. You get a driver disc and all of the literature, as well as a remote control, which is really handy instead of fumbling behind the monitor or on the bottom of the monitor for the buttons, but we'll go over those as well. Another little cool thing is that they give you a little holder for the remote control that sits and fits inside the base, and I'll show you the base portion real quick as well. The base portion is metal, and it has that bronze look to it. When you have everything assembled, you'll see that. The back of it has a little compartment that you can flip down, and it has some nice little pins for cable management, so you can run the cable straight down and out the back. So that is what you get inside the box. Okay, so once it's all assembled, this is what it's going to look like, and you can see that it's very bezel-less on the sides and the top. It does have that chin on the bottom with that nice stand. Of course, you can put that little holder inside the stand for your remote control. It does have that little IR sensor on the front, which is that black box. We'll look at that a little closer as well. It also controls the brightness intelligence plus function that this monitor has as well. An ambient light sensor is also in there so that it can dynamically adjust your brightness depending on the type of light that you have in your room or wherever you have this set up. So if it's daytime and you've got a lot of light in your room, it's going to auto adjust that brightness to take some strain off of your eyes. So let's take a quick look at the ports on the back. You do have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. You do have 2 HDMI inputs. You have a DisplayPort input, and you also have a USB Type-C input as well for video. So you've got a wide variety. It would have been nice to see 2 DisplayPorts on here, but other than that, I cannot complain about all of the ports that are on the back. You do have your traditional buttons on the back. They're on the back right-hand side of the monitor, adjusting your power button, and also have a handy jog wheel. But of course, what makes this even better is that remote control. You don't even have to reach behind the monitor to fiddle with buttons. You can do everything by remote control, which is really great and handy to have. I didn't think it would be when I first got it, but as I've been using it, the remote control is very, very nice. On the back of the monitor, you have that 5-watt subwoofer, sound by Trevolo, and that, of course, pairs up with the 2-watt speakers on the front to give you 2.1 sound, some of the better sound on a monitor that I've heard. And you also have a removable back plate here, so if you want to mount this on a monitor arm or something like that, you have your VESA mounts right there. The stand itself does not swivel. It does tilt forward and backwards, though. Gotta say, the HDR content on this monitor, playing any HDR content, is going to be fantastic on this display. This display really shows the colors, the contrast of HDR, and the detail that you would see on maybe higher-end TVs, not necessarily gaming monitors. So overall, the HDR content that you're going to play back on this is excellent. Okay, so let's take a look at a game in here. This is Guild Wars 2. I'm an old school Guild Wars 2 player. So let's just take a look and use the remote control to kind of access the presets for HDRI so that you can see the difference. This is with it off, and then if we go up and take a look, you can immediately see a huge difference from off to on, and that's, there's a couple different presets that you can use. Cinematic preset and, of course, the gaming preset itself. But you can see when it's off, it's kind of whitish, almost washed out a little bit. But then as soon as you turn it on, you get those deeper blacks in the background, almost to the point of oversaturation. But if the top one, the gaming HDRI, really does an excellent job at bringing everything together without totally washing everything out. So I think they did a really good job on these presets. You can fine-tune this monitor even more, as you can see in this spot in Guild Wars 2. In the background, it's kind of all crushed together in black, but if we go to our color settings here, we can use black equalizer, which is a really great feature to lighten up those darker areas without totally overblowing the whole entire scene. Now you can see, I can see that back area with a lot of detail that I couldn't see before. And this is really great for games where you need to see in darker corners. You might have somebody camping in a darker area, and you can lighten that up to your liking just by using that color setting, that black equalizer. So you also have some other color things for saturation, obviously. So if it does look a little oversaturated, you can adjust that. So with these color settings, you really have everything to fine tune this to exactly what your eye thinks is the perfect image, which is really nice. So yes, bringing a monitor like this into the competitive gaming market, it's one of the only IPS panels that I would suggest using with that 5 millisecond gray-to-gray response. This particular monitor, even playing something like Fortnite, like what you see on screen, I didn't have any problems whatsoever with response time, so that's excellent. Now, coupled with the fact that this is a 144 hertz monitor, it's got really nice eye care features to it with low blue light filters built in that you can use to adjust what your content is, whether it's multimedia, which I have it on now, or even something all the way down to just reading, which will turn it kind of like a black and white to take out that extra blue light so that you don't have that strain. Now you also have that brightness intelligent plus with that ambient light sensor on the front that will react to the ambient light around you. So during the day, it's going to auto adjust your brightness, and at night it will kick that brightness up so that you can see it more when you need it. And that really does help your eyes over time. So if you do a lot of photo editing or video editing, this is an excellent monitor for that. Now, as far as the color gamut goes, you've got a lot of options with the color as well. It's got 20 million to 1 DCR, or dynamic contrast ratio. You've got a typical 400 nits of brightness on this. Of course, that 144 hertz at 1440p, 27-inch monitor, 5 milliseconds gray to gray, and it does do 10-bit color, and the color gamut is 95% DCI P3. So you've got a quality panel in this particular monitor. Okay, so what's my final verdict on the BenQ EX2780Q? This is a great monitor for HDR content. So if you're an avid multimedia watcher or editor, you're not going to have problems with this whatsoever. This is also a great monitor for people who really like IPS displays and play competitive gaming because it has that lower response rate in an IPS panel, and it has that high refresh rate of 144 hertz as well in 1440p. So there's a lot of really positive things to say about this monitor. It does come in at a little bit of a hefty price at $599. Again, now that it's getting closer to Christmas, look for sales on this monitor, because this monitor may be exactly what you're looking for if you're an editor or a competitive game player and like IPS panels. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. Big shout out to BenQ for sending this over for me to review for you guys. If you guys have not hit that subscribe button, please do so. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll check you guys out on the next video.